Namaskar. Welcome to the first lecture of straight lines. Now, in this chapter, let us first revise what we have done in our previous standards. Previous standards, that means what we have learned in 10th standard. So, this topic is related with coordinate geometry. Okay. Now, the basic thing what we have learned is first distance formula. Let us revise distance formula. What is distance formula? On a line, if I have given 2 points, say A and B, and we know their coordinates, say x1 comma y1 and x2 comma y2, then distance between these 2 points, that is AB, will be equal to root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. This is our distance formula. Now, how we can obtain this formula? So it is simple. We use Pythagoras theorem. I will draw one line parallel to x-axis from point A and one line parallel to y-axis from point B. Now, if I see this vertical distance, let us name this point C. So if I see this distance BC, it will be y2 minus y1, and if I measure this distance AC, it will be equal to x2 minus x1. And then I will use Pythagoras theorem. So AB square will be x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Therefore, AB will be equal to root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Simple? Okay. Let us move to the next formula, which is section formula. Now, this section formula I can divide in two parts. One is section formula for internal division. So first I will say that for internal division, and second is external division. So let us first discuss section formula for internal division. Now, if I have a line AB or I have segment AB which is divided by a point C internally means point C is between A and B in some ratio, say m ratio n. Okay, and let the coordinate of point A is x1 comma y1 and coordinate of point B is x2 comma y2 and coordinate of this point C is say x comma y. Then by this section formula for internal division, we have value of x as m into x2 plus n into x1. Now I am multiplying this m with this x2 and this n with this x1. So m x2 plus n x1 whole divided by m plus n. This is the value of x, and the value of y in the same way, it is m y2 plus n y1 upon m plus n. This is internal division. And second is external division. Now in internal division, point C, and internal division I will say that point C divides AB internally in ratio m ratio n. Okay. Now in external division, here point C divides AB externally in ratio m ratio n. That is, I have AB, this is A, this is B, and outside this B there is some point, say C. Okay, so I will say that C divide AB externally, and it is dividing in ratio m ratio n. That means you can say that AC divided by BC, it is equals to m ratio n. Okay, here in the above diagram also, AC divided by BC, this is m ratio n. Now if C divide AB externally in ratio m ratio n, then let us assume this point A has coordinates, say x1 y1, point B has coordinates, say x2 y2, and point C has coordinates, say xy, and this point C is dividing AB externally in ratio m ratio n. So from A to C some multiple of m, and from B to C some multiple of n. Then the coordinate of point C, that is x, will be equals to m into x2. The formula is almost same, m into x2 minus n into x1. So you see that here I am using negative sign, divided by m plus n, and in the same way y is equals to m x2 my2 minus n y1 divided by m minus n. Now using that internal division formula, I can find midpoint of AB. So third I will discuss, if point C is midpoint of AB, then x will be x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and y will be y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Now this x1 y1 is the coordinate of point A, x2 y2 is the coordinate of point B, and xy is the coordinate of point C. So this is midpoint formula. Lastly, in 10th standard we have seen कि if A, which is x1 comma y1, B, which is x2 comma y2, and C, which is x3 comma y3, be the three vertices of triangle ABC. Okay, that means I have a triangle ABC. I will draw a triangle. I have a triangle, say ABC, then area of this triangle I can find out. So area of this triangle ABC will be equals to half of x1 in bracket I have y2 minus y3 plus y1 plus x2, plus x2, here it is y3 minus y1 plus x3, then it is y2 minus y3. Now you can see the relation x1, then after subscript 1 we have 2, 3, after 2 it is 3, 1. So we are writing in some order. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So for x it is 1, then we have 2, 3. For 2 we have then 3, 1, and after 3 we have 1, 2. So by that you can remember this formula. Now this is what we have learned in our 10th standard. In coordinate geometry we have learned these three formulas. Now we know that line, okay, we know the equation of line also. In 9th standard we have discussed equation of line. So equation of line in two variables, the general formula is ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Okay, say for example 3x plus 2y equal to 7. This is what? This is the formula for a line. Now why we say that this is the formula for line? Because if we plot, okay, if we plot this on coordinate axis, means if we plot the points, okay, which satisfying this equation on the coordinate axis, we will get a straight line. So we call this as a equation of straight line. Our chapter is straight line. Now here we are going to see few terms related with line. First we will see inclination of line. Inclination of line. We denote this inclination by theta. So what is this inclination? Now again I will draw a coordinate axis and I will take a line on this coordinate axis. Say I have taken this as a line. Okay. Now this line makes some angle with positive direction of x-axis. Okay. When I move upward, angle will be positive. When I move downward from the positive direction of x-axis, the angle will be negative. So that sign convention we know. So here the angle which line makes with positive direction of x-axis is called inclination of the line. So I hope it is very clear. What is inclination of line? It is the angle made by line with the positive direction of x-axis. This inclination indicates us the bending of line, okay, with respect to x-axis. Inclination could be more than 180 degree, it could be more than 90 degree. Okay, if it is between 90 and 180 degree, you will find that inclination is, okay, like this. It will be something like this when angle is more than 90 degree and less than 180 degree. Inclination could be negative. That means when we measure the angle clockwise, so the inclination will be negative. So here in this case, if I measure angle like this, if I measure angle in clockwise direction, then it will be a negative angle. Just a minute. Okay, fine. So I just rub this line, and here if I measure angle like this, then this angle will be a negative angle because I am going in clockwise direction, right? Rub these things. Okay, now let us define inclination. After inclination we discuss second point, which is called slope of a line. Slope of a straight line. Now tangent of this inclination, that is tan theta. This is called slope of a line. So slope of line is nothing but tangent of angle, tangent of inclination. Now if I know the angle, I can find this slope, and if I know 2 points on the line, then also I can find slope. So if I have 2 points on the line, say here I'm marking 2 points, say A point and B point, with say coordinate as x1 y1 and x2 y2, then also we can find slope. Now for slope, to find slope, we can do this construction. Okay, now here this angle is theta, this angle is theta, this angle is also theta, because this side and this side they are parallel. Let us say this point as C. Now again this distance BC will be y2 minus y1, and this horizontal distance will be x2 minus x1. Now if I apply trigonometry, tan theta will be equals to opposite side, which is BC, upon adjacent side, which is AC. Okay, so this will give me answer as y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So this is my equation for slope of a straight line. So when 2 points are known to me, then I can find slope easily, right? If two lines are parallel, then you can easily figure out that if two lines are parallel, then their inclination is same and therefore their slopes are same. So I will say that if two lines are parallel, then their slopes are equal. Okay, you must remember this thing. When two lines are parallel, their slopes are equal. Why? Because their inclination is equal. Now let us discuss what happens when two lines are perpendicular. So for perpendicular lines, let me draw here two lines. So I will draw one line like this and I will draw another line like this. Now these two lines are perpendicular to each other. This is my line L1 and this is my line L2. Line L1 makes an angle alpha, okay, alpha 1 I will say, and line L2 will makes an angle alpha 2, okay. Here they are perpendicular, so here I have 90 degree. Now slope of line L1, slope of line L1 is equals to M1. I will indicate by M1 and this M1 will become tan alpha 1. Similarly, slope of line L2, this will be M2 and this M2 will be equals to tan alpha 2. Now can you figure out the relation between alpha 1 and alpha 2? Easily I can figure out that this alpha 2 is 90 degree plus alpha 1. By exterior angle theorem, I can write this alpha 2 as 90 degree plus alpha 1. Now I have to find what is the relation between tan alpha 1 and tan alpha 2. So tan alpha 2 will be equals to tan 90 degree plus alpha 1. Now tan 90 plus theta will become minus cot theta. So it become minus cot alpha 1. Value of tan alpha 2 is minus cot alpha 1. Now if I take the product of slope of these two lines, so slope, now I will say slope of line L1 into slope of line L2. The slope of line L1 will be tan alpha 1 into slope of line L2 will be tan alpha 2. Value of tan alpha 2 is minus cot alpha 1. So this will be equals to, here it is M1 into M2, right? So M1 into M2 is tan alpha 1 into tan alpha 2 will become minus cot alpha 1. Now tan into cot is what? Tan into cot is minus 1. So M1 M2 is equals to minus 1. So therefore I will say that, therefore when two lines are perpendicular, to each other, then product of their slopes is equals to minus 1. So two conditions: one, when the two lines are parallel, okay, then their slopes are equal. Second, when the two lines are perpendicular, product of their slopes will be equals to minus 1. I hope so far it is very much clear. Okay, we have discussed what we learn in our 9th 10th standard, and then we have discussed few more terms like slope of a line, inclination of a line, what happens when two lines are parallel, and what happens when two lines are perpendicular. Okay, now let us discuss one more important point: angle between two lines. Again, I will draw two lines. Now in this case, these two lines, they are not inclined at 90 degree, they are inclined at, say, here the inclination between, again I will say this is line L1, this is line L2. Inclination between L1 and L2 is, say, here it is theta. Okay, now this angle is theta, this angle will be phi. So what is the angle between L1 and L2? So here I have two angles between L1 and L2. One is theta and one is phi. Now here theta is acute angle and phi is obtuse angle. It could be vice versa. Phi will be acute, theta will be obtuse. Okay. Now I have to find the expression for this angle theta in terms of slope of line. So say here the angle made by line L1 is alpha 1 and angle made by line L2 is alpha 2. Okay. So equation slope of line L1 is m1. So we have m1 equal to tan alpha 1 and m2 equal to tan alpha 2. What I want to find is what is angle theta when I know m1 and m2. For that, okay, by vertically opposite angle concept, you will find that this angle will be theta, and I can say that this alpha 2 will be equals to alpha 1 plus theta by exterior angle theorem, and that gives me the value of theta as alpha 2 minus alpha 1. So value of theta is alpha 2 minus alpha 1. If I apply tan on both the sides, I will get tan of theta will be equals to tan of alpha 2 minus alpha 1. Now I know the formula for tan A minus B, so I apply that formula. It is tan A minus tan B whole divided by, so tan alpha 2 minus tan alpha 1. This will be tan alpha 1, sorry. This is tan alpha 1 divided by 1 plus tan alpha 2 into tan alpha 1. Okay, so this is the value of tan theta. So this gives me tan alpha 2 is m2 minus m1 upon 1 plus m2 m1. Okay, so this is expression for tan theta. Now if we talk about obtuse angle, okay, if we talk about obtuse angle, then we get the same relation but with negative sign. So this angle theta could be acute or obtuse. Now once I get the value of theta, here the value of theta will be tan inverse m2 minus m1 upon 1 plus m2 m1 or m1 m2, I will say m2, what happens, m2 m1. Okay, and value of phi I can find out by the relation that 180 minus theta. Okay, theta will be acute or obtuse, it depends upon the value of this m2 minus m1 upon 1 plus m2 m1. If this value is positive, then theta will be acute angle. If this value is negative, theta will be obtuse angle. Okay, so in short, I will say that tan theta is equals to mod I am using, so that always I will get the positive value and always the theta will be acute angle. So tan theta is m2 minus m1. So here I will get the acute angle between two lines when I am using mod sign upon 1 plus m1 m2. Okay, I hope all the concepts, formulas, what we have discussed so far is clear to you. Okay, now you are in position to solve first exercise. Okay, once you understand all these concepts, you can start with your first exercise. Before that, what I recommend that you first go through all the solved examples, so that will clear your concepts in a much better way. Yes, I hope you understand everything. You like the video. Thank you.